916-909-1320. Buddha, what's happening, baby?
What's up, family? How y'all doing today, man?
We good, Brody. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing today, man. I hopped back in the lab. Last time I called, we was talking about Kelly Oubre. I ain't gonna say Olynyk this time. Kelly Oubre, but nah, he ain't it. He ain't the number one option for real. Like now, I'm thinking Naz Reid for real, because this boy is different.
I like Naz Reid.
He's 23. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's 23. He'll be the baby of the group. And like he got so much room to grow for real. Like he got handle, coast to coast handle too.
Yeah.
As a big, he's 6'9", 260, super athlete, can shoot decently, can rebound, can guard the 4 and 5. Like that's everything we need for real. Like if Monty hop on that, I don't know. I feel like we can be like a little dynasty for real.
You got I like the way Buddha's talking right now. I like the way Buddha's talking.
You got Reid at the 4. You got Keegan Murray at the 3. Only thing Keegan Murray needs to do, he needs to do that Trey Lyles slim down, get his handle right. And then, you know what I mean, Kevin Huerter, De'Aaron Fox. That's taking off for real. Malik Monk off the bench, Davion. Like, we really going crazy.
I just love.
Sir.
I can't wait for the 30 for 30. So when did Sacramento become a dynasty? When they got Naz Reid.
You know, we haven't talked. A lot of people.
Naz Reid is
we haven't talked about. I like Naz Reid.
He is a crowd favorite. Sure.
Now the whole thing with Naz, NAZ, not NAS.
Yeah, very weird. Yeah.
The whole thing with Naz Reid is it goes back to like what I talked about with how you feel about Keegan Murray and what he can do. If you believe he can play the 3, now that opens up a Naz Reid, a PJ Washington, to, you know, kind of get you a 4 in there that can play with those guys. But if you're not sold, well, once again, if you had to ask me right now, today, can Keegan Murray play the 3? I'd be like, I don't know if I'd want him as much.
Is it defensively that you hate it? Like, why you've been pretty consistent with this. You warmed up to it, I think, for like 8 or 9 days. Might have been 6 or 3. It might have been one
getting
show.
Closer though.
But
getting closer.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you warmed up to it, and then you got like you jumped in the ice bath, and it feels like
I saw him trying to go Paul George one game, and I was like, oh, that's not going to work.
Well,
I don't know. That's gonna. And what you get? He's gonna have to go Paul George.
So it's defensively.
Kawhi Leonard. That's what it is. Kevin Durant. Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, that's the thing that worries me. But like I said, I was all out on that at the beginning of the season. As the season moved along, I saw more from him, you know, his mobility and his footwork and his lateral quickness, where I think it could be a possibility. And I know James talks about it as well. You know, get him a summer with NBA strength and conditioning people and kind of transform his body, transform who he could be. I see it. I see it now. But like I said, I'm just saying, if you say, hey, you don't have tomorrow, you have to make the decision today. Are we going to have Keegan at a 3 or are we going to have him at the 4? I say, just keep him at the 4.
So that's a no for Naz Reid then.
Well, once again, if it all depends. If you think Keegan can play the 3,
well, that's what. But that's what I just asked you. You just said you would say no
today.
You think that's going to change by July? you gonna watch the tape?
I mean, it could change.
Luke Carraway?
I could be convinced. I could be convinced by people
based on what you've already seen.
By people who see him maybe more, see him in practice, see him. You know, if Mike Brown comes out in an interview and says, you know, we saw so much growth from Keegan throughout the season that we do believe that he can play the 3, and he's defended it. He could change my mind in that respect. Keegan's play was already kind of changing my mind a little bit. And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I say, and then you go to the part of it where it's like, if you put Keegan at the 3, you can be even more dynamic and explosive on the offensive end. He may not be ready to play the 3 for another year or 2 defensively, but if you put him there now and you sign a Naz Reid or a PJ Washington, you can be super dynamic. You can be better on the boards. You can have a little bit more rim protection. Like you'll be your ceiling goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I might take that chance.
What was PJ's status again? Do you
He's
remember? I'm looking it up right now.
He might not even be a restricted free agent. I think he's under contract.
Naz is unrestricted.
He's unrestricted.
He is a restricted free agent.
PJ's restricted?
Correct, with a qualifying offer of 8.4.
Mm-hmm.
Naz made like $1 million and some change last year.
Yeah, he's gonna get a payday. I know John Poles in the chat says Naz could come off the bench. I think he's
because of the same size.
Right.
Oh,
I think he's gonna get money that would say, "Hey, why you got this guy on the bench?" I think he's gonna get like $13 million a year.
If his conditioning is tops, he could slide. Could he take backup center minutes? Yeah. I'm saying he's starting. I'm saying he's starting as a 4. Yeah. But if you do something like similar to what you did with Davion and De'Aaron during De'Aaron's first substitution pattern of the game, you sub. I'm not suggesting you do it at the same time, but when you sub Domas, you move.
Yeah.
Perhaps that creates a domino effect though, where you can move Naz to 5, Keegan to 4. And then do whatever.
Yeah, you got Trey Lyles still too.
Oh, Trey Lyles, yeah.
Trey Lyles could be the 4.
Yeah.
Depending on the matchup, depending on
in our scenario that we just created in our head, Trey Lyles is still on the team.
Depending on who the other center is, the other backup center is
Nemi, my guy.
It's Nemi, come on down. It's your time, baby. Show him proof.
I hope so. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah.
Sit right here.
Grab the ball, grab the rebound.
That's it, man. That's a big part of what we can.
But it works though to me if Naz is here. First of all, if Naz is here, you could use him as that primary backup center position. Absolutely. And Keita could get run. It'd probably be a little bit more limited. I don't know if it'd be as extreme as Alex Len's run was, but something along those lines, maybe.
So one of the things I like to
get away with. Just moving those two back and forth. I don't know if you could get away with that, but maybe you could.
So I like to look at like the teams who are playing right now, right? And Naz Reid, I know he starts now, but just for argument's sake, let's say Draymond's when they change lineups, like when the substitutions happens, Draymond moves to the center spot. Yeah, Naz Reid can match up with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at the Lakers, and I'm trying to think I don't even know who their backup center is, because that's who I'm thinking you'd match Reid up with his minutes with that backup center, and see if you could steal some minutes that way. So, like, if you're playing the Lakers, I don't know who the backup center is off the top of my head, but that's who Naz Reid would match up with. Sabonis and AD, their minutes would kind of mirror each other. So that, when you talk about Naz playing backup center,
sure,
it'd be against the other team's backup center. And you think about him, you think about Londell in Phoenix. You play with him. Londell's kind of big, but Naz can play with him for 5 to 10 minutes.
You could play with Ayton too. But I get your point.
Yeah.
But Ayton doesn't strike me as a super.
They've been roughing Ayton up, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The people.
The people been killing DeAndre.
They've been roughing Ayton. I think Londell came to his rescue the other day.
They was treating him like you was treating Marcus Smart earlier.
See, Marcus is gonna hear this. Think I don't like Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart. I got love.
Jesse already clipped it. Look, he giving us the sign. He already clipped this. Sent this to the people in Boston.
Got love for Marcus Smart, man. I can't have him taking the same amount of shots as Jalen.